Hey, Brother Priest. So I've been asked or tasked to kind of talk to you about doing some Facebook Live and YouTube Live broadcast. Because as we, adapt to this new normal, some of us are doing it. I've been doing it for about 2 weeks now. And so I just want to give you kind of what I've experienced and maybe how you can do it. It's pretty simple and it's pretty easy. So I'm just going to walk you through. Here at Snows, basically, when I first did this, I was moving the camera from the altar to the ambo, but that got way too confusing. So what I basically do is I do everything at the altar. And so I put the readings here. I do everything, the readings. And so it's just easy, one stop right here, and keep it everything centered here. Sunday, when I did have a reader with me, she stood off to the side. We kept our social distance. She just moved into the scene and moved out. So I think that's the easiest way than trying to move around, because trying to get set up here, get us up there is just way too confusing. So I keep it simple is always the best thing. What I do for broadcasting, hopefully you can see this. I have two devices up here. I've got my iPhone on top and my Mac laptop on the bottom. And the reason I have two devices is because I'm doing it in two places. With my iPhone, I'm doing Facebook Live. And with my laptop, I'm doing YouTube Live on the Diocesan channel. Facebook Live is through Our Lady of Snows Facebook page, and then Diocese Reno YouTube page. You can't do both at the same time. They're both platforms. That's why I have two devices. So that's the best way to do it. So Facebook Live is pretty easy to do. If you have your Facebook page for your parish, it'll say Alive, and it has a little video camera. So click on that, and then it brings you up, adds a description. You can type in a description. Important thing, and this made the rounds, is there's a bunch of these little freaky little frames down here. Make sure you turn those off, because you don't want to be doing mass with all these little things floating on your head. Okay, so add your description. It says start your live video. When you want to do, and you may just, what I did before also is I set up my camera and I framed it so I know what it's going to look like. So frame it before. So like here we've got, you can't see it, but I got the tabernacle and a statue of Jesus, crucifix there. So I frame it with that so it looks good. The YouTube, it's kind of looking up a little bit, so it's a little bit different framing, but different thing. But back to Facebook Live. So you do it, you add your description, and it says start live. And then you just go. And then again, don't touch your camera, just let it stand there. I have mine on a music stand, as you can see. And so again, I don't touch it except for when I'm turning it off and on. And I just record the Mass. At the very end of the video, you finish it. Then you have two buttons at the bottom of your screen, a save and a share. Hit save first. That's very important. Hit save first. And that'll save it to your camera. So then you have that video saved to your camera so you can upload it to anything else later. If you hit share first, which I did today, it shares, but you don't get that option to save it anymore after that. So kind of gone. But once you hit save, it'll save, then hit share, and it'll save to that Facebook page. And that way people can watch over and over again. Okay. During Facebook Live, you can see all who's watching. It'll put up in a little corner how many people are watching. Comments will appear, but try not to ignore those. Try to ignore those because they get distracting. At least I get distracted. I'll talk about that in a second. Then YouTube Live, it's very easy to do, same thing too. Go to your YouTube page. Also, I learned today, if you're just setting up your YouTube channel for your parish, which is a Gmail account, you need 24 hours notice before you can live streaming. So I set ours up yesterday in the afternoon, so I couldn't live stream on our parish YouTube channel this morning because it wasn't 24 hours. So I went to the diocesan channel, which, because I'm Chancellor Moderator Curia, I have access to. It's the perks of who I am. Okay, so, but if you go to, on the kind of upper right-hand page, you'll see a video camera on your YouTube. I don't know if Lisa can pull in right there.
Hang on, let me get there.
Oh, see if I can
That's as close as I can get it.
All right, and you just click on that, and it says upload video or go live. Just press go live, okay? And I'll bring up, again, a new page. And it asks you to create a title, so you just call it whatever you wish. Today was March 25th, Feast of the Assumption. Public. YouTube now has very specific things for kids, so I'm saying this is not meant for kids, so click for that, then hit next, and just move forward. Like next week, actually, we're doing the school math, so I'm gonna have to click yes for kids. So it's YouTube with the regulations on that, so I will see that. And then it'll say, do you want to go live? And you hit live. Just follow the switches. At the end, with YouTube Live as well, it'll say, do you really want to end? And yes, you have to basically end it twice. You have to click twice. And it saves automatically to the YouTube channel. So you don't have to save it anywhere. It just saves there, and it's there. So that's the easiest thing that I've done. It just makes it simple. And then for me, my camera's up here and right there. So I kind of talk between the two cameras when I look to the cameras, and I do that. The other advice that I've seen on the internet from people who are doing this is make sure you talk to the people. I know, because out here snows, there's nobody here. But talk to the people like they're really here and say hi. And I before Mass, I know someone checked in early, so I said hi to them. It's a person who's been watching regularly, so I commented to her, and she really enjoyed that. She texted back to me. So, but talk to the people. It's a little bit awkward doing the responses like, the Lord be with you. Lift up your heart. I'm trusting that they're doing that there, so you give that up as well. I'm trying to think else, what I can share with you. I think just be natural. And be honest, you'll make mistakes like we normally do on a Sunday Mass. I flubbed up a couple times today, but I normally flub up on a Sunday Mass anyway. Iglesia Supla, the church provides. So don't worry about it. It's not a mortal sin anymore.
Any suggestions on sound?
Sound. Oh, I use my microphones based on the camera and on the phone and the laptop, and they seem to work great. I used to use my ear pods, but it felt a little odd, and the phone just picks it up just great. So don't need to do that. But if you want to improve your sound there, if you can get them in time, there's some boom mics you can probably get from Amazon if they're shipping out, and they're relatively cheap, but they attach to your phone. Lisa's using one right now on top of her camera for this. But you can do it that way.
So one thing I want to say is that watching this as a parishioner, I have no idea if I'm in the picture. Yeah, I don't know if I'm in the picture, but watching this as a parishioner, one thing that I like is that if you'll notice, Father Bob's things are right on the altar, so it's actually a pretty tight shot on him, so I feel like I'm there with him, which I like. Communion. So on Sunday, when it came time for communion, there were some people in here helping, some musicians and the lector, and so they all received communion, and it was off camera, but I could hear it, and it made me feel sad, even more sad that I couldn't be there and receive communion. So one of the suggestions someone in our office came up with was to use the prayer for spiritual communion, is that what it's called?
Yep.
And have the lector step back into the frame and read that. Ask people to join in that. You could put it out as a PDF or something, ask people to join in that and read that while you step off camera and very quietly distribute communion. And I think then people will be focused on something else at that time.
So let me give you a few warnings too. We've had this issue, Father Edgar had this, actually I've had this issue too with Facebook. Somehow their algorithm has changed. I also do a regular morning video. I've been doing this for years and years and years. And I do a video, I post it on my blog, and then I link to my blog from my Facebook page. Well, Facebook has blocked that. Something clicked their algorithm or somebody did something. So now they no longer do my blog. They still do Facebook Live, fine, and the YouTube, fine. Father Edgar also, he did Sunday Mass last weekend up at St. Peter's. He had, 17,000? 7,000 hits?
Yeah, he had a lot.
He had a huge, Facebook took down his page. We're not quite sure why. Again, whether one person complained or it just triggered something in their algorithms. So just be alert. That's why I'm doing two, YouTube, which is owned by Google, and Facebook. Because if Facebook shuts me down, at least I have another resource with Google and YouTube.
Good.
So just be aware of that. Watch your triggers. You'll get a note from Facebook saying this has been taken down, doesn't meet our standards. You can request a review, but I requested 4 weeks ago. I've yet to hear anything, so you won't get a quick turnover. Also, if you're going to do a mini concert, we're doing mini concerts with Joseph on Sunday, which means he's doing other person's music. So YouTube sent me, it was a fine message. It said copyright. And so we could not use our YouTube channel to monetize, meaning we can't use it, we can't charge for it, basically. Now, can we ask for normal Sunday donations? I think so, yes. But we just can't charge for that. So I don't think we have to worry about that. But just be aware of, copyright. Don't be using recorded music because that's whatever. So you can use public domain like How Great Thou Art and Near to God to Thee. That'd be fine, but got to watch your just copyright issues on that one as well. And
OCP sent something out that they're releasing from copyrights, but I'm working on trying to figure that out, and I'm going to call GIA too and see if we can get some kind of something in writing that gives us permission to stream. So a lot of the publishers are recognizing that this is where we're moving at this moment.
And let your parishioners know that you're doing this. Just don't do it. Send out days in advance, however you can. Emails, My Parish app. I know a lot of parishes have not been using My Parish app, but get back on My Parish app, get your people to register, send out so that people will know and be prepared for this. We don't know how long this is going to go, but get the more people who know about it, and people want to see us as their own pastors. The bishop's going to be doing some stuff, but they really want to see us as their pastors doing this. So I really encourage you to do this. It's a good thing, and personally on a I guess priestly level, I feel more connected to do this. It creates for me at least a sense of normalcy. I'm doing daily mass. Okay, I'm not dressed like a priest today, so don't tell Bishop. But for me, it helps me keep me connected. Kind of gives me at least a sense of normalcy. Here's what I'm waking up to do, and I have a purpose at least for the morning. That's not about strategy meetings or anything like that. So I really recommend it. We are going to send out a request as well on Sundays, so that we know when you're all doing this. So hopefully we're not all doing this at Sunday at 9:30 and we're overwhelming. It'd be nice if we can stagger this. So I'm doing it at 9:30 because that's when we had our biggest mass. But if you're doing it in Spanish at another time or another English masses, we want to know that so we can broadcast that and let everybody know. And that's for the normal Sunday mass. We'll let everybody know what we're going to do for Triduum with the bishop. And we're probably asking that none of us do anything Triduum. We let Bishop do Triduum.
I'm not sure about that.
Okay, we'll come back to you on that.
We got to clarify that with Bishop. Responses. Sunday, it was nice that there were people here. So I'm thinking if you had even one person when you're doing your mass to do the responses, it does feel a little less awkward because we did mass at home, stand, sit. We didn't kneel, we stood. But and we did the responses out loud. And he's referring to the mini concert, and I know sound is an issue, so I don't know if your organist or pianist is piped through your big system. I don't know how that's going to pick up. So Father Bob actually took his camera over where the musicians are and just did a close-up feed, just like he's doing here at the altar. He did a close-up feed with the musicians before Mass for about 10 or 15 minutes. It was a great way to kind of gather in our front room, get our minds and hearts where it needed to be before Mass started. So I thought that was a great way to approach it, but obviously everybody's going to do it their own way, and it's going to be some hit and miss, and experiment with it and just see what happens. Watch it. I would encourage you, before you do it on Sunday, Practice. Record yourself. Have someone come in and help you set up and record yourself, then watch it and figure out how you need to change some things. But I think at this point we have to all just go with it, including me. I don't do this stuff normally, but here I am.
And please, if you have other people here, model that social distancing. Make sure they stay far apart. If you look at our mini concert, all our singers were 6 feet apart. They were staggered. When we did Mass here with other people, we stayed apart. So just model that for our parishioners to let them know that this is the way that we're going to be. Right? Thanks, gentlemen. You're doing good. Keep up the good work. it's the new normal, but let's have fun with this. And as the angel said to Mary today, because it's the Feast of the Annunciation, be not afraid. All right, take care. Bye-bye.
And tag Father Bob on Facebook so we can share all your videos to our diocesan page.
Great.